Hello and welcome to ADIPEC 2025, where the world's energy leaders are shaping the industry's next era of innovation. I'm here at Teledyne FLIR stand, a name synonymous with intelligent sensing and thermal imaging technologies that enhance safety, sustainability, and operational efficiency across critical industries. Joining me now is Nigel Peart, the sales director for Teledyne FLIR, to tell us how their latest solutions are helping energy companies, especially here in the Middle East, operate more safely and efficiently. Let's start with what you're showcasing here at ADIPEC 2025. You brought in a suite of new condition monitoring tools. How do these solutions, particularly in the harsh conditions of the Middle East, help operators improve safety and maximize uptime?
But there's a lot of aspects of safety in process environments and production process. So a lot of these cameras are used for anything from looking at condition monitoring of items, on looking at critical assets to make sure that we can monitor them before they break down or before they become a hazard and they become dangerous. So early fire detection is a really big area, certainly in hazardous areas. And a lot of the portfolio here is either really simple, small and compact, so can be used to monitor the condition of critical assets, or it could develop into something a lot more complex where there's a lot of moving parts or moving machinery, and we really just want to deliver to the operator what they need, and that is really, is it safe to enter, is it safe, is the component or is the asset safe?
Okay, now that's interesting. Faster, more connected monitoring clearly plays a big part in preventing breakdowns. So in real terms, how does this translate into fewer risks and greater reliability for power and energy companies?
Yeah, great question. I mean, reduce risks. I mean, what we're really doing is fundamentally looking at both thermally and visually at all various assets across petrochemical energy facilities. So in this example here, we're looking at a battery storage facility.
Okay.
And what we're looking at here is this is actually taking data from a thermal camera, looking at visual data, overlaying that, and they're using AI to see how various small hotspots could be emerging that could be a potential threat in the industry here. So, and in this application here, what we're actually looking at is very subtle changes in recycling, and this could be anything from material recycling, but it could also be oil wells and oil leaks. And any leaks here could be extremely dangerous to personnel. And what we're looking here is reducing all the false alarms from machinery and just delivering a signal to the end customer that says you have a potential fire here, and helping people and saving lives in this aspect.
So good for preventive maintenance and then saving lives, not only lives, but also machinery and...
Absolutely.
Okay, so efficiency, then again, is just not about speed. It's about preventing the kind of issues that could lead to bigger incidents, right? Which brings us nearly to the topic of safety. So Nigel, can you walk us through what you have displayed at ADIPEC?
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, first here's an example. This is the AXA. It's a really simple solution for looking at basic applications. So it could be a conveyor belt on a coal mill, for example, or processing line. It could be a pump in an oil well. And this is a really basic, very simple system that can alert the operator if it needs a condition monitoring or there's a fault detecting. And so this is where we really start. This is fully independent. It doesn't need any other system around it. Plugs into most protocols that end users have. And as we sort of move away from this, we can move up to different suite of cameras and the different platforms. I mean, the A65, the A700, to sort of IP rated housings, all the way up to an ATEX rated housing for petrochemical oil and gas environments. And this is really where we can put any suite of camera in here into any environment. So a lot of these houses can take 70, 80, 90 degrees temperatures, environmental temperatures. They're sort of water cooled and air cooled. So a very flexible suite with different resolutions. Now, these can work independently, but what's actually great is as the environment becomes maybe more complex, or the application becomes more complex, we can start to pipe a lot of this data set into the cloud or even manage locally, run AI and analytics on there, and really understand the bigger picture. So we can look at trending of data. We can look at removing false alarms from machinery or animals. We can look at leaking valves and pipes, all with a whole suite of either very simple cameras or something that needs a little bit more advanced analytics.
Now, maybe or maybe not, gathering data is the easiest part. The difficult part would be turning this into actionable insights.
Sure.
How do you help the client get to that part?
That's a great question. I mean, actionable insights is really, does a product need maintaining, or is there a safety issue?
Okay.
Typically what the customer really needs is, does the product need maintaining, and can they provide some level of predictive maintenance, or is there a safety issue? And in either of those scenarios, often you've got a lot of complexity that causes false alarms, and the customer has to analyze the data. What we're really doing here, this is really the back end. All the customer actually sees is an alarm on their phone or an alarm piped to their own solution that says, maintain this asset, or you have a safety issue, there's a potential early fire. That's actually the data set we need. And what this is doing all the analytics in the background, so it's just delivering the data that they need.
Okay.
It reminds me of a great project actually, where we had various camera solutions looking at an oil well. And what we were looking at is we were looking for oil leaks. And this was very important for the customer. I mean, what we're actually trying to do is help them be more sustainable, reducing their environmental impact. And if they had oil leaks, like very subtle oil leaks on the system, obviously that's a lot of wasted money, but a lot of wasted energy as well.
Sure.
What we're also doing there, I mean, we're also preventing and saving lives here, because there was a lot of livestock that could damage the oil wells here, but also potential explosions. So this was really helping the customer, saving them millions of dollars every year.
Nigel, so the theme of this year's ADIPEC is Energy Intelligence Impact. How does the vision of FLIR tie up with that vision?
Yeah, great question. I mean, today we're not just presenting this portfolio. We have a whole portfolio of fixed mount solutions here to portable solutions, all being used across the energy industry. And energy is a finite resource, so we need, energy is a finite resource. We need to be as sustainable as possible. So utilizing all of the technologies, all the sensors, all the tools, whether it be continuous monitoring or portable monitoring, trying to be as efficient as possible. A lot of our sensors and cameras are used all across the energy industry, from battery storage to pipeline efficiencies. So a lot of the sensors are used broadly across the energy industry, from battery storage to oil well to leak detection. So we're just trying to allow the customers to be efficient as possible about developing and processing that energy at the end of the day. What we also want to do is just deliver the data they need to have an impact. And to do that, it's about reducing all the noise, delivering high quality data that's actionable. So a lot of our sensor technologies, very high accuracy, very high resolution, and is adapted for the right application.
So Nigel, this has been a fascinating look at how Teledyne FLIR's sensing and imaging technologies, as we see here, are redefining safety and sustainability across the energy landscape, from preventing fires to detecting emissions and empowering local teams. Nigel, thank you so much for speaking to OGN.
Thank you very much.